Hi, my name is Alicia Gordon, and I am the head coach of Flow Momentum Coaching and Consulting. Today, I wanted to talk about a specific topic called the blame game. Nobody likes it, but unfortunately, it runs rampant in our workplaces. Have you ever tried to engage in a problem-solving conversation with somebody on your team, and instead of getting solutions, you get a response called, "That's not my problem," or "If that team or that person would have done their part, then we wouldn't be in this mess." Or how about, "Everybody else is doing it. Why on earth are you coming to me? Why aren't you talking to all these other people?" The ownership for the issue is simply diverted from one place to the other, and that prevents you from being able to get things done. It's frustrating. Well, today is your lucky day because I'm going to teach you a strategy to nip the blame game in the butt. The first step that you have to do is to ensure that you empathize with the person. As they're giving you the long list of excuses, you need to be listening to what is their pain point? What is their frustration? What are they feeling? What's the underlying tone that's happening when they're diverting all of the ownership to everyone else but themselves? That is the limiting belief that you need to discover first. If you don't empathize with them and discover what the feeling or the impact is to that person, then they're going to shut you out and they are not going to be able to listen to any of the other steps that we're going to talk about here in just a minute. For example, "Wow, Julie, I hear a lot of frustration in what you just told me about. It must be really difficult not being able to rely on other people." You're summarizing their feelings and you're summarizing the main point of what it is that they're trying to say, but you're not necessarily agreeing with them. Once you've been able to establish the root of that person's frustration, you can build a little bit of a connection with them, right? They feel like they might be able to trust you in what comes next, which is really important because the next step is addressing the awareness for ownership. And there's a set of questions that come along with that that can help you to get there. The first thing you want to do is ask, "Can I ask you a question?" Or, "Do you mind if I ask you a question?" If they say no, they're not ready for any feedback. But hopefully by empathizing with them first, they're in a position to be able to say, "Yeah, absolutely, ask me a question." And the magical question that you're going to be able to ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much control do you feel that you have over this situation? How much control do you think that you have over that person's ability to do what they need to do to get you what you need? How much control do you have over the behaviors of that individual? So the underlying sarcasm there is they have zero control over other people. However, when they start rating on a scale of 1 to 10, that lets you know how much control they really do see themselves having. So if they have a low degree of control, you can then ask them the question of, what if none of that was an issue? What if all of the things that you told me about, that I just empathized with you about, were not even issues that were blocking you? What would you do that's inside of your control? If they do have a degree of control, great, point it out to them. Well, a 5 means that you have control over that. So what exactly do you have control over that you can implement today to start moving on it? Once you've established an awareness around the ownership and control that that person has within the problem that you're trying to address, then you can start brainstorming steps on how to actually solve that solution and get that individual to commit to a SMART goal that's going to help you to move forward. And that's how you nip the blame game in the butt. Number 1, empathize. Number 2, create awareness around the control or the ownership that that person has within the problem. And number 3, create an action plan or SMART goals that help you to achieve a solution towards the problem. There's one more thing I want to throw into the mix here. The blame game can be a career stopper. So my question to you is, are you participating in the blame game? And do you need to coach yourself through the steps that we just went through? If you found value in this video, go ahead and share it with your colleagues and your friend. Subscribe to my channel. You can also check me out on LinkedIn or at flowmomentum.com. If you have any questions about any of the services or maybe some topics that you want me to cover, go ahead and email me at info@flowmomentum.com. I'll see you soon.